The dude bra dolphin calls.
Oh, fuck. That hurts too much.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 106 of Ignore the Backlog podcast. My name is TheRealPortz, and the EvilSpaceBunny is here.
I'm here. I'm ready. Are we back on our Satan segment again?
Yeah, Satan segment that no one will ever hear.
No one will ever hear the light
Unless
of
I clean
day.
up the audio, but we'll see.
Maybe that'll be
So
your
if you
new pet
heard something in the
project.
beginning, you know this, and if you don't, then we're confusing it again.
We're just making a callback to something that doesn't exist.
Yeah. It's like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's
Not
like,
bad.
it's almost like Family Guy's callbacks to episodes you didn't see. You know?
I feel like Family Guy's callbacks was always old memes, like dead old fucking memes.
Dead old memes. Yes, that's very true.
Like peanut butter jelly time.
It's
I
so
fucking
late.
hate it. I fucking
Yeah.
hated it. I was like, dude, that was fucking, it was so cool. Like
I loved
8
it. All right,
years
because
ago.
I didn't know what it was. You know what? That's why I like Family Guy so much. It caught me up on all the memes with all the boomers.
Fuck you. Just because I'm
I'm-
an internet boomer.
No.
How dare you.
I'm saying I'm not.
Oh, you're a boomer?
I'm the boomer because I didn't know any of the shit. Right? I was homeschooled, so I didn't know any of this
True.
internet culture shit. Not really.
Okay.
Till later.
I'll cut you a little bit of slack, but still. Fucking still. Absolutely. Just, So, did you play any video games this week?
Do you want a dictionary, like technical definition of video
What
game,
did
like
you
playing
fucking
video
play?
games?
What did you do? I know what you did. Just spit it out right now.
I signed up for Google Stadia. Actually, it was sort of signed up for me by YouTube Premium
Mm-hmm.
because I subscribed to YouTube Premium. Like, do you know anyone else who does that? By the way, I feel like I'm the only motherfucker in the world.
I got the free service from Discord Nitro, so I have it now for the next few months, and then
Okay,
I'll be canceled,
okay.
So we'll see.
So the thing you got a free trial for, I pay for and got a free trial for another thing
For Stadia.
called Stadia. And we're not here to Stadia.
Damn, I hate it. Continue.
That service seems very half-baked still to me, personally, in my personal, definite, objective opinion, where everyone also agrees because no one's signing up for the service. There's not enough games on it. I mean, there are games you can buy, but I want to meet the motherfucker who's doing that.
Ooh,
I'd love to talk to them. Although I saw Reddit, I was Googling things about Stadia, about what you can and can't do, which, by the way, there's lots of can'ts. And there I saw the Stadia Reddit. It's a bunch of dudes that are salty that a bunch of people left the Reddit going, bye, not using Stadia anymore. And they're like, oh my God. Why do people announce that they're leaving? Like, we don't care what platform you play on. Ugh.
Maybe it's a console thing? I don't know. That seems so fucking pitiful.
They were just being, yeah, it's reeks of pathetic, the whole situation. And I know I have preconceived notions and I'm biased and all that, so feel free to write our podcast Twitter. Ignore the backlog if you disagree with me.
Yeah, go ahead and yell at us on Twitter. I'll let Portz deal with that.
I will keyboard warrior the shit out of you. Because here's the thing.
Yeah.
I thought to myself, right? I gave it a good little try. I was like, it doesn't support my ultra wide. That's kind of shitty. Whatever. It's going to be in a window.
Right.
Nope. It forces full screen on you.
Oh, God.
If you back out of full screen, which they let you do, it pauses the game and says either go back to the game or exit the game.
Oh, no.
Why do they do that?
That's so 2015. What the fuck?
Why do they do that? They also don't like you alt-tabbing out of it. They'll pause it and be like, hey, your mouse isn't here. What the fuck, bro? So in some games, they don't like the cutscene cannot be stopped, right? So it just runs. But in a lot of games, it thinks the controller disconnected. So it's like paused. And it's like, oh, Jesus.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, I'm trying to just like watch this while I play fucking RuneScape, you absolute authoritarians.
That's pretty bad. What game did you try to play?
Mafia 3.
How was it?
I think I would like that game.
Oh.
But I have no way to know because I felt like I needed glasses when I was playing it. Over Google fucking Stadia. I chose their 4K Pro connection. I have great internet, by the way, gigabit speeds.
Yeah.
It was grainy as fuck.
Oh, no.
I don't know how people deal with it. I mean, maybe that's what console games look like, although the PS5 looks pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But it reminded me of playing like, you know how GTA 4 looks? That's how all games look through Stadia. Like that grainy, weird shadow fucking they didn't get the anti-aliasing right.
Yeah, so PlayStation 3 graphics with bad anti-aliasing?
Yeah.
Oof.
Well, consoles don't have that. But yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking shit.
That's bad.
Yes, I agree.
That sucks.
Yeah. I don't. Maybe there's something you could tweak. I've looked. The settings seem so bare bones. Also, I don't know how they're removing video settings out of games, but they are. And I get it. I'm not in charge of the hardware. But it seems like I should have some control.
Yeah, at least attempt to try to like...
I mean, you can scroll the brightness and stuff, and that's all right. I don't know. It's an interesting experience. If honestly, if I could just play it in a window and not be Nazi paused in windowed mode when I alt tab out, that would be great. I would love the service, to be honest.
All right. I know.
But they don't let you do that.
I know in February of this year, that's when they started shutting down stuff. Like they shut down their internal games department. And they're relying heavily on third-party developers to launch games on Stadia, but I don't think it's going anywhere.
Yeah, I mean that seems pretty clear.
Yeah. Especially since it's been out since 2019. They already cut their own internal like game development studio. It doesn't seem good. Those aren't good signs.
Yeah, you're not cutting things when things are great.
Yeah, and relying on
the pro
other
games
people.
rotation seems kind of bad. It's like a shitty PlayStation Plus, which everyone has now, which is fine, whatever. But they only have like 20 games that are available all the time.
Ooh, okay.
It's a monthly service. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
It seems...
I'm not going to pay for a monthly service and buy the games, dude.
Yeah, especially if you have to buy the games and pay for it. Like, Xbox has, like, the best fucking thing. Like, honestly.
Oh, for sure they fucking do.
It's
for
just not
sure they fucking do. Yeah. And they have such good games that I'm willing to like buy them on Steam anyway, even though I subscribe to the service. Like Age of Empires 4. Boom. Transition to the next game I'm playing.
There you go. Makes it easier.
That game seems half-baked, speaking of.
Oh, did you play it?
Yes, I did.
How was it?
It seems half-baked.
Well, I meant like, how is it half-baked? Sorry. My baked. Shit.
So... I don't know about the balancing of the game and all that shit. It seems fine from what I played of the game. It was fun. It was laggy on my computer and not my buddy's, who has a worse rig than me. So maybe there's some driver or something I didn't download.
Your computer's too good. It's gonna
too
nerf
good.
you.
They're like, actually, we hate people who have 3090s.
fuck your 3090. Get out.
I mean, maybe their QA couldn't get 3090.
It's possible. They're like, oh, no one's gonna fucking play Age of Empires with a 3090.
Those all roasted in the Great New World launch, didn't they?
They were destroyed.
They were destroyed.
Destroyed and abandoned. The New World launch of 2021. Yeah.
So the things that seem half baked are the modes. There's literally 3 modes, I think. It's like regular free for all, regular team match, and then like some other stupid team mode, which is a deep, profound regression from the other Age of Empires games.
Huh.
Old Age of Empires had King of the Hill, they had fucking Regicide, they had fucking Fortress, where you all start with towns. They have infinite choices. I'm sure they're going to expand on this, but it's not an early release. This is the game.
Oh, no.
The menus are designed like a 1998 website. That is bad.
Isn't the game pretty old to begin with?
This is a brand new game.
I know. I was making
Age of Empires 4 is a brand new. This is not Age of Empires 2 HD3. This is Age of Empires 4, the one they decided to put a 4 on, which they haven't done a numbered one since like 2008 or 7.
Yeah.
What have they been doing, Bunny?
I don't. Who's the developer again? I forgot.
It used to be Ensemble Studios. I don't even know if those exist anymore. I don't know who
think so.
Oh, I think it's Xbox Studios actually.
Oh no.
Empires 4
Is it Todd Howard's?
Developer. What?
Publisher is Xbox Studios. Developer is Relic Entertainment with World's Edge.
Relic? Who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that?
Relic Entertainment has done Company of Heroes 2, Warhammer 40K, Dawn of War.
Oh, all right.
That's some stuff. They're from Canada. They're Canadians.
Well, I'm immediately disinterested.
Is it because they do mostly Warhammer games? Wait. Or
Relic was a THQ company.
Oh, and it just broke away?
They got bought by Microsoft.
Interesting.
Because THQ went under.
If
you recall.
I do.
Not THQ Nordic, which is not confusing at all. Was the THQ name so strong that they had to keep it going?
I guess.
I imagine it's mostly like bad faith association.
A little bit, I would assume, after a while.
For me, that's what it is. So yeah, Age of Empires 4, the game seemed fun. I played a couple of matches with my buddy. We did some co-op against the AI, and it seems all right. The units look very plain, in my opinion. Like, not a lot of flair. Like, the Age of Empire 2's shit is so iconic. The Age of Empire 3 stuff looked a little more generic, and this seems even more than that. So I'm, all in all, kind of let down.
Kind of let down.
Yeah, I'm not having a great time, to be honest with you.
I'm sorry. That's a bummer.
Okay. Yeah, it is. The AI was very hard though.
Yeah?
But we beat it.
Proud of you.
In our first game.
Very proud of you.
On medium.
On medium. Wow. Okay. Shit.
Yeah. So not easy, as you probably thought.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't have assumed it was easy.
Oh, well, that's nice of you.
I'm bad at RTSs, so like my hat's off to anybody who's got that min-max fucking micro going on.
I can control up to 3 control groups, and that's about my limit. And I don't hotkey any of my buildings, so
yeah,
I have a long way to go.
Damn. Okay.
That's kind of it for games this week, other than RuneScape. Obviously, a million years of RuneScape, and I only played 3 matches of Dota.
Only 3 matches of Dota? Are you okay?
Look, there's a new hero out that I'm trying to avoid.
Oh no, what is it?
Marcy.
Oh, okay. I think I've seen some stuff about
from
it.
From the anime.
Yeah. I still have that game installed. We could try. We could play bots if it'll make you feel better.
No. That's okay. I beat her in all the matches I faced her, by the way, so she can't be that good. Everyone's complaining that she's broken. There are only 2 interactions in the game that remove a hero from Chronosphere, from Faceless Void.
Yeah.
Her hands. Literally, they're called hands, is the ability that she uses to toss somebody.
Uh-huh.
Is one of them.
Interesting. Okay.
So canonically, Marcy's hands are more powerful than space and time. And that bums me the fuck out. Pudge Hook is the other one.
Fucking Pudge Hook.
Yeah.
3 nulls and a fucking Dagon.
No!
3 nulls and a Dagon. Okay.
Why did I mention it?
You brought it up.
That's on me.
It's your fault. Gabe's gonna have a heart attack.
Well, yeah. I was gonna ask you the question you're about to answer.
I'm gonna answer it without you having to ask. So I did play some games.
What'd you play? Got him.
Just gonna rip off the Band-Aid. I struggle fast for 4 hours trying to get Dragon Age Inquisition to launch.
What?
There is a bug where it will launch into full screen, but for whatever reason on Windows 7 and up, it crashes when launched in full screen. However, trying to edit anything to the launcher for the EXE, because unfortunately I bought this on Origin. And so trying to find where this game is installed is almost next to impossible. It's not in the Origins game folder where I originally installed other Origin games. For some reason, it's off in its own space, and I've been trying to find out where the fuck it is. Even after I've reinstalled it, it's not in the folder. And I'm just like, okay, so I've tried verifying my files. I've tried all kinds of crazy shit, and I literally troubleshooted it for 4 hours, and I just said, fuck everything. I'm going to go cry in a corner and not get to drool all over Alistair.
That is the most disappointing thing that I think you could have said on this podcast.
I'm really fucking upset about it. You
could have told me that you murdered Fabian, and I'd be like, okay, that's fucked up, but we'll talk about it.
I would never murder your girlfriend to steal her.
But not being able to launch Dragon Age Inquisition is unforgivable. Buy a new computer.
I don't know what the fuck. Yeah, let me go back to Windows fucking XP, I guess. Is that before 7?
I don't understand how you're in trouble. All right? I'm downloading this game right now to prove you wrong on the podcast.
Are you buying it on
live.
Origin? Are you on Origin?
I have it there.
Okay, that's where you gotta go.
I have it there.
Okay, good. We'll fucking figure it out. After that, I did play A Place Forbidden. I think I sent you the link to this freebie fucking shitty graphics game.
Did you?
Yes, I'm almost positive I did. It is a free puzzle PlayStation 1 inspired retro infusion games. It is really quite complex with the puzzles. It had me fucking scratching my brain, but it's also really interesting because if you don't do what the book tells you, you die. And so you're like looking at the book, and the first one is pick up all the trash. And you're like, that's fucking stupid. So I didn't do it. And then this fucking entity, which I still don't know what it was, just murdered me, and then I had to start the game over. The game isn't very long.
Doing what we were all testing Stanley Parable for doing.
Pretty much, except it's psychotic and Lovecraftian.
Because that's what I
creepy.
thought was going to happen. I thought I was going to die in Stanley Parable if I didn't obey. I was like, no, fuck you. I want the game to end. And it didn't. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, so this is pretty... I liked it a lot. It was very creepy, very well done, I would say, for a freebie PlayStation 1 inspired game. I played some other fucking retro-inspired games recently, and I don't think it was as well done as this one. But it was just short. I think that's my only complaint. And I greatly, greatly enjoyed it. The next games I played were all on my Switch. I bought the expansion pack, which we are going to talk about later.
Expansion pack for what?
PlayStation for Nintendo, so I can.
Oh, the expanded storage or whatever.
Yeah, the extended store, so I could play Nintendo 64 games.
So I could play, Okay.
Sega Genesis games, and I was really looking forward to this, to testing it out myself, so I could actually talk about it. Because a lot of people were reporting issues, and I'm like, it's probably not that bad. No, it's fucking trash. I'm so fucking upset by this, and some of the issues that I ran into is just the key bindings are just trash. It's so bad. So one of the things that I hate about the Switch is the D-pad. Now it's got these two lovely joysticks, one up on top and one on the bottom if you use the default controller right. And then it's got this shitty D-pad on the side where most D-pads are like a cross. It's got just 4 buttons, up, down, left, right? And so it's hard to do like left down or left up or right up or stuff like that, right? Because normally you would push between. And it just made it easy. Well, you gotta push 2 buttons. I have fucking tiny fingers and tiny hands. And as a chubby, tiny hand person, it's just annoying. So the biggest issue is you can't rebind any of the keys. And the worst thing is they didn't change anything within the game. So it's the default settings. So there's times where I'm trying to fucking figure out what button is what, and it's just stupid. So like in the menu on Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, it's Z and R to rotate, and Z was originally on the back of the controller and R was on the top. But so Z is now on the top, but it requires a specific Z, a left Z and not the right Z.
Oh, Jesus.
And then it gets worse. Some of the games will use the joystick on the left to move, and some of them will only use the D-pad to move. And I was playing one of these games. I don't know what the title is because it's in Japanese. It was a Japanese release that was never released in America, and it's always a game that I've always wanted to play because it's just like you're just fucking shooting the shit out of everything, and it's fucking awesome. But the thing is, I thought you couldn't move the character from the center of the stream or the screen. I'm like, oh, it's like House of the Dead style. You have to jump, you have to like shoot the objects before they hit you sort of style. No, I didn't know until like maybe 15 levels that I had to move with the shitty button D-pads. So I was using the left joystick to aim, and then I was firing with A, and I'm like, okay, this kind of makes sense for this. But in reality, I was supposed to be moving back and forth and using the right joystick while simultaneously somehow pushing the buttons, aiming and shooting on the same hand.
What the fuck?
It's so fucking garbage. With the same thumb? What is fucking wrong with you, Nintendo? Why didn't you let us remap this? Even emulators will let us fucking... I'll save it for the rest. But yeah.
Emulators? You mean the devil?
The devil will let me re-fucking map. But yeah.
Oh.
I'm really disappointed. I guess I'm gonna have to fucking give in to the devil. I really wanted Quest 64, and it's not on here. It's like Star Fox.
Why are you so concerned with getting it, shall we say, legitimately?
Because I wanted Nintendo to get their fucking shit together, and they can't. They just proved me wrong that they're a fucking boomer still. God damn it. I was rooting for Nintendo, and I'm going to tear into them this week. So, that's what I played this week. Are you ready for the news?
I am, but I just want to say my favorite part of podcasting with you.
Yeah.
Is that Ocarina of Time comes up.
Oh, Orc
I don't know, every dozen episodes.
Yeah.
Orc Arena.
I like calling it Orcarina because it pisses off everyone, even though it's Ocarina. Hey, Ocarina.
I don't think you could stop yourself. Say it again.
Ocarina. I'm thinking about it. That's why.
That was better. A little overpronounced, maybe. Ocarina.
Hey, Ocarina.
Ocarina.
I'm gonna call it that now. It's too late.
Ocarina on your parade.
I'm gonna Orcarina on your.
I'm gonna Ocarina mobile game shitty rip you off.
Oh shit! Fuck. Okay, fair enough. So, are you ready for the news? We have weird reverse news this week.
Okay, give me the news backwards.
Let's give you the good news. You ready?
Wait, we're starting with good news?
We're gonna start with good news. Because we're
so
going to
end
on
the podcast sad.
No, we're going to end on something probably just weird and funny. We'll see.
Okay. All right.
We'll see. So, the good news. And I'm kind of glad to stop talking about this because I'm over it. And I'm happy that this happened. So, last week when our podcast came... am I fucking...
You from Wisconsin?
Am I from Minnesota?
Our podcast came out about Blizzard.
Last week
there was a Blizzard just over there Jerry was talking about.
Don't you know?
And we covered it on our podcast. How great is that?
I've been in the Midwest for...
Did you fall asleep, Charles? Charles fell asleep while I was talking about Blizzard.
What about Carl? What's Carl doing?
Absolute nerve.
I guess I turned into somebody from the Midwest. I belong here finally. Are there other cartoon characters in your town that sound like that? I've met 2 people out here that sound similar to that.
Lovely.
It's
Can we have them on the podcast?
It's so adorable. I can't help but smile every time I've heard these people talk. There's one lady at a place around here that talks like it, and I go visit her every once in a while. But anyway, so Blizzard, finally, Bobby released a statement, and it's been 3 months. This all started going down in July, end of July. I'll give him a couple months. And as much as I hate to say this statement does come out just shy of their investors meeting, which is technically tomorrow on the 2nd. But I'll still give them an A for effort. They started off by, talking about everything that's been happening and their efforts. And
Bobby Nodik said, I'm finally going to cut it off.
He's going to finally cut it off. Yeah,
I'm going to truly become Bobby Nodik.
I'm going to truly become Bobby Nodik. They first started off with the 5 changes, and this is what the AB, a better Activision Blizzard
ABBA.
King ABBA. Yeah, the new ABBA.
This is what ABBA said about it.
This is their 5 demands that they listed, and they listed a few more, but this is their main things, and they addressed them all, and they're actually going to go through with it by starting off with like a zero tolerance against zero tolerance of harassment policy company-wide. If the investigation concludes and finds the employee was harassing or even retaliating against like harassment, they're gone. They're just insta-fired. They're also creating programs to encourage diversification and like hiring more women and non-binary people. They're also going to reassess the pay and make it more visible, and they're going to be more honest and like upfront with everyone about it because it's been hush hush for so long. Now they're going to have a much more open door policy about it, and I think this is all great. This is what they should have been doing, and it's great that they're making these changes. They're also going to listen to feedback from workers who have been shit on for so long. The biggest surprise is Bobby himself is basically going to be paying for all these programs. He's docking his pay to the lowest that California will allow, which is just over $62,000. And
what?
Yeah, he's lowering his pay. from the millions and millions of dollars. And to be fair, most of the developers there right now currently don't make half of that amount. What
law in California makes him not allowed to go below that? That's so weird.
I don't know. Apparently there's some CEO law, which is fucking bonkers to me.
Crazy.
Yeah,
okay.
right.
It seems like California of all places should not have that, but okay. All right.
Okay, you know. But with that being said, he's also asked to not receive any bonuses or any like bennies or any like additional bonuses in like form of stock or like any equity from the company until things get better. These are his exact words. Until things are better. He did apologize. He wished that...
I wonder if things get better by next Christmas, magically.
Magically? We'll see. We'll see. The fact that he's docking his pay for at least a year and turning that back into hiring new people, creating these new policies, and giving people raises that they deserve is kind of a good thing. And
that is shocking.
I'm genuinely
When I hear
surprised.
we're going to listen to employees, I snore. But then when I hear $62,000 a year for that guy and turning down stock bonuses
and general just like money bonuses, because that's how he made most of his money, right? He made it through bonuses from hitting like quotas and such.
Yeah.
And that's why he was one of the most overpaid CEOs. So I'm actually shocked by this whole thing, and I'm impressed.
It's like, wait, you guys were mad about the money I was making? I don't even like the money. I throw it in a trash can.
I set it on fire.
I'll show you.
I'll buy a yacht, and I'll set it on fire. It's great. It's awesome.
My wife owns this mansion. I didn't even touch it. What the fuck are you talking about? It's all just sitting in a bank account, depreciating.
He did genuinely apologize, wish that not a single employee had to experience the work which resulted.
Let's not jump to words in his mouth.
Yeah, I mean,
let's not back them, I guess.
Yeah. No, I think...
Saying that he genuinely apologized, he said the words, I genuinely apologize, right?
I mean, cutting his pay is a huge move.
Yeah, what else do you do? It's either that or you look for a new fucking job.
I don't think he would have been fired regardless. I think they may have waited until it all blown over. Yeah, but it's an
awful look. Like, who wants this PR nightmare?
Well...
You know what I mean? Like...
Somebody's been dealing with it for longer than Activision. Ubisoft.
Okay, what does that have to do with him?
But, I mean, Ubisoft's CEO...
Yeah, but it doesn't mean companies want it. What I'm saying is it would be difficult for him to find a new job at this current level he's at, which is title, right? That's the value of his position going forward.
That man's got that man is worth billions and billions of dollars. He could probably
so this is why I'm saying let's not make him a martyr.
Yeah, no, I'm not making him a martyr at all.
Yeah. But it is a big step in the right direction.
It's definitely a big step, and it's a surprising step in the right direction. Now, do you think that Bobby actually gives a shit about video games and that he cares about the video game industry?
Well, he said on record he doesn't, so.
I mean, I know that's 10 years ago and people do change. Do you think he's actually changing?
Have I ever changed? Fuck you.
You like cats now.
I like 2 of them.
Fair. Fair enough. Fair enough. I think... after this whole thing, I was genuinely impressed and I was genuinely shocked and I was happy and I'm hoping that other companies will see this and possibly realize they can't continue to act shitty. And after this whole thing was released in this whole statement,
well, since the public only focuses on 1 or 2 things at a time, I don't think that's possible. To be honest, because you have to hold all companies accountable at the same time.
That's true. The ABU or a better
I'm not filled with a sense of Mary Poppins joy necessarily.
No.
It's good for the people at Blizzard, but I don't think it's an industry changing thing. I would love to be wrong.
I would love to be wrong too. I'm still kind of skeptic. I'm still very skeptic of Activision and Blizzard at this moment. I'm not going to immediately go back and reactivate my
I got the skepty wepties, I got to tell you.
Skepty wepties. I do want to see these changes. And they have talked about that they're going to be reporting the changes to the company. They're going to be basically giving them reports every month and being like, hey, here's what we've done. Here's how we've changed. And I think that's a great thing as a company to be up and honest and upfront about that shit. Like, just being like, hey, we're struggling. Can you help? Or, hey, we're trying to hire more people. Do you know more people in this like area who are women or non-binary? I think turning towards their employees and actually using their employees and to empower themselves is a good idea. I don't know.
Unless they're just trying to recruit more people to harass.
Don't say that. Don't fucking say that.
Hey, a lot of them quit. We need to get some more.
Oh no. Oh no. That's the worst thing ever.
Damn, I could be a good CEO.
You're going to fucking hell. CEO of hell, Portz. But yeah, Ubisoft employees the ABU, which is a better Ubisoft, similar, demands and stuff that have been sent to Ubisoft CEO, and they've been kind of mostly ignored. Like last year, we talked about the harassment issues that were happening at Ubisoft, and nobody was doing anything. And the only thing that ended up happening was the vice president and the former chief of creative officer both resigned, but they also had huge allegations against both of them. And then Ubisoft ended up airing during like one of Ubisoft's direct or one of their presentations where they were presenting video games. They ended up using footage from the vice president that was pre-recorded for the event, and they didn't bother to remove it, even though he was no longer with the
I
company.
remember that. Yeah.
So Ubisoft does not give a fuck, and it's been 16 months since their demands were listed.
Do you wonder if something like that comes down to whoever came up with the idea for the video is too afraid to go back and be like, we have to change it?
I think they were too lazy.
You think it was laziness on everyone's part that works at Ubisoft?
Maybe. Who knows?
Someone must have known it would be bad and been afraid to speak up, is what I'm saying.
Maybe. I mean, I could definitely see that too, for sure. I can definitely see that happening as well. But also,
That doesn't make it better. I'm just pontificating.
Feels terrible.
Man.
Feels terrible. Ubisoft, get your shit together. Look, if Bobby fucking No Dick can do it, you can fucking do it too.
They're like, we're going to need a couple thousand more tweets to meet your demands.
Okay.
It's like winning a fucking raffle. They're like, retweet this 100,000 times and we'll add to the prize.
Retweet.
Like, we'll punish our CEO even more if you guys tweet about it more. We want to be trending by the morning.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
We're in corporate hell.
It's so meta. Okay. So, more and more PlayStation games are coming to the PC. We've talked about this. And the rumors are that Bloodborne is probably finally going to happen within the next year or so.
What?
But they're still just rumors.
So you're saying I shouldn't play it yet?
I'm not. There's been a lot of rumors, more and more about that one floating around recently. I can't confirm them. And I know personally it's been on my radars, and I've been watching my roommates pass the controller back and forth for the past few months. And
didn't the CEO of FromSoft say "over my dead fucking grave" in a quote once when talking about coming to the PC?
Did he really?
No, I don't.
Oh, that would have been funny. But what if I told you there was an alternate timeline that invaded our timeline, and it's a Bloodborne from 1997?
I've seen the project that I think you're referring to.
Bloodborne PSX.
Yes, I saw that on Twitter like 2 years ago. Is it finally
It has
coming out or something?
It has a release date at the end of January 2022, and it looks fucking
Dude.
amazing. It looks so good. It looks so
Maybe I'll
good.
have that be my first experience with it.
Yeah, so with its retro PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 inspired graphics, it's not an entire demake is what they're calling the game.
This is like a level or two or something.
Yeah, I think so. It's going to be free, and a lot of people have been comparing it. There's videos of the first 10 minutes. I haven't watched all of it. I just like skimmed through it because I don't want to like spoil the experience too much for myself, but it does have an official release date. Now, what I'm worried about, since they're using the name, since they're basically almost like demaking the game compared to them.
Don't worry, it's not Nintendo, so it might actually come out,
Yeah,
and then they'll take it down.
That's what I'm seeing, is if Sony is going to allow this to actually release. Now, they have 2 months to basically react. And since it's not an exact copy and it's mostly, like I said, inspired, and they're also not making any money from this. It's free. They're putting a free copy out. It's not going to be on like Steam or anything like that. I think you're going to have to go directly to the developer's website to download it, but we'll see what happens.
That makes sense. I'm not upset about that.
Yeah, we'll see if Sony actually does anything or not, because this might actually just, encourage people to actually go play the real fucking game and wait for it to come to the PC and actually play the real fucking game. But yeah, then again, there's companies like Rockstar who go after everything that's modded and related to their older games.
I've been like whetting my appetite to play that game for like 3 or 4 years. So.
Yeah, I've definitely been waiting, and like I've been watching my roommates play it like for the past couple of months. Both of them have been going really fucking ham on it. And pretty much I will hear Phil scream from downstairs. He's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? And I'm just like, I can't wait until I experience.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it's a very weird feeling to want to experience that sadness and shit show.
Like, oh, that pain. Yes.
That utter pain. So
makes you feel alive.
Yeah, exactly. Quickie news. I probably should have put this up front, but I want to still include it. So Fortnite is shutting down in China. And it's not exactly Fortnite.
Epic sues the Chinese government.
So 2 years ago, Epic started a Chinese version of Fortnite. They called it Fortress Night, and actually spelled it Fortress and the nighttime. And it launched back in 2018. Tencent.
Why do they change the name for other countries like that? Why do games do that?
I don't know. Who knows?
Some market analyst is like, actually, it's going to play better if it's this.
Fortress Night. Who knows?
Fortress Night.
Considering
I will get my 13-year-old to talk about that constantly and ruin the whole country. Trust me.
Exactly. And I think because Tencent, there's such a huge force there, and they own 40% of Epic, they were the biggest forerunner in getting a Chinese version of Fortnite. Now, Fortress Night, the Chinese version, includes a number of changes from the original Fortnite, including measured aims to limit the time. So, because of Chinese laws and stuff like that, and limiting the time that you could spend on the game, as well as no microtransactions whatsoever in the game. You couldn't buy any of the in-game items with real money. So, with that being said, I think because China even limited the hours even more, and the possibility have no potential revenue from this game, I think Epic just said, fuck this, and pulled out because it was costing them too much. It was literally.
But they're the good guys. They deliver things for free because they're good. They don't even care about money. They lose millions every year because they care about us.
They care about us, yeah. They give us those
Tim
free
Sweeney
games.
sang me to sleep the other night.
Oh,
he
did
cares about me.
What did he sing you?
He sang. It was made up, I'm pretty sure.
Was it like...
It was something like, "Dear Gaben, I'm going to slit your throat." It was really nice and soothing. If you hear a recording of this, it's not Tim Sweeney. That part was weird. I was like, you are Tim Sweeney, though.
I love this idea of Tim Sweeney fucking tucking you in and kissing
He's just
your
like
forehead.
sharpening knives next to my bed.
Yeah, and then he pulls out his knives and he's just looking at a portrait of fucking Gaben the entire time.
I'm gonna fucking kill Gaben with his own knives.
Wait, why does Gaben own knives? This is
He's
getting
obsessed with knives. Do you not know about that?
Oh yeah, that's right. Him and
He
his
has a
sword
knife
collection.
collection. Yeah.
That's right. I forgot. He's a nothing personal kid.
Yeah. Deep cut Steam fans only in this podcast.
Oh, those fucking pictures of him with those katanas. What a babe. Anyway.
Now, idiot listeners might be going, you guys don't even ever talk about Steam or Gaben. You can't be that big of fans. Well, why would we need to talk about him? There's nothing about him in the
He's
news,
perfect.
which is the best possible situation for a CEO or front man for a company.
He's literally perfect. Don't you dare shit on my Gaben.
Yeah.
Actually,
Literally perfect.
we've talked about Gaben, but that's beside
When
the
he
point.
dies, I will cry.
Oh God, don't bring that on us. He's gonna ascend. That's
He's
why.
not going to die.
That's why he's doing the brain stuff. Anyway.
Yeah. He's going to be in the meta network.
We're gonna talk about that next after.
By the way,
What?
are we talking about
Oh yeah.
Elon Musk at all?
Oh no, we're not talking about that shit show. We're talking about fucking Zuckerberg though.
Because when you were talking about Bobby Kotick and like putting your money where your mouth is, I just want to say I am an Elon Musk fan, and I don't care who knows it. Because when the UN fucking fucker tweeted about him, and he's like, he just like started making $6 billion more. Are we all fine with this? And then Elon Musk was like, and then the guy was like, we could end world hunger with that much money. And Elon Musk was like, show me the plans, and I'll give it to you.
The guy didn't say
Radio
anything.
Silence. I think there was some follow-up tweet like, yeah, we'll work on it right now, or blah, 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 we'll get to work. But Elon Musk's point was the UN literally cannot handle that task.
No, they can't. It's depressing.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway, time to shit all over Nintendo.
What's the news?
Nintendo.
Okay.
The disaster and disappointment. So I talked a little bit about my own personal experience, and the trailer for this is now the most disliked video on YouTube. I don't know ever, but currently this running month. So the expansion dropped last week or the week before. I can't exactly remember. It included a few 64 games as well as Sega Genesis games, and they're also throwing in a free copy of the Animal Crossing expansion, which I do not have the original game, so it's fucking useless to me. I talked about how I wanted to legitimately get my hands on Nintendo and Sega games without feeling so shitty, because like I don't like dealing with emulators. It's a pain in the ass. And I fucking hate it. I hate downloading emulators. I hate getting them to fucking work. It's too much of a fucking headache. I would rather pay money to have the game in my hands and not have to fuck with it.
Yeah.
I just would rather. However, this shows so much lack of forethought that Nintendo didn't think about any of this. Like, it doesn't feel good. And like I said, the games feel fucking clunky. You can't rebind things. So the controls feel terrible if you're playing with the original controllers. I don't have a Pro controller, which is still $60 fucking dollars. And I mostly just want to play while fucking sitting outside. And I just wanted to play on my fucking goddamn Switch like a Game Boy. That's the whole reason why I wanted it. Just sit outside, touch grass, play video games, fucking break the meta of gaming nerds. But it feels so bad. I'm so disappointed. Like, the whole not being able to reconfigure and the fact that an emulator, which is free if I want to be a bad person, and configured by some random person on the internet.
I don't think it makes you a bad person, but okay.
It makes me feel like a bad person.
That's crazy.
I don't know why, okay? I just feel
We should have a whole
fucking-
podcast argument about this.
Okay, let's do it.
Like, we'll write down our arguments and go in, and we'll be popular like the Twitch debate bros.
Okay, I'm down. I'm
Except
glad.
no one gives a shit.
I'm glad we played this out on our podcast. But,
Yeah.
like, the thing is, like, they don't even bother to change the language in the video games to the new.
So would you
content.
say that, I don't know, Nintendo robbed you of your joy? Did they steal your fun?
I'm just mad and disappointed. Like, it just shows
Which is
Nintendo did
just
not give a
mad
fuck.
twice.
Yeah, I'm just mad twice. I'm double mad. I'm double angry. It just shows that Nintendo did not give a single fuck, and they're just like, well, here's like our half-ass project. Here's a
Yeah.
sad wet ball that a dog brought you. It's like, here you go.
Yeah. You wanted this dead bird, right?
Yeah.
Here it is.
Yep, I wanted this dead bird. Exactly. Thank you, Nintendo.
I said I would go get that flying beautiful creature, and here it is. This pile of bones and blood.
It's more like a dead bird from that was roadkill because they couldn't actually catch the bird, but they found the roadkill and they brought me that instead.
I don't goddamn know what you're saying.
I don't either. Anyway, next. Are you guys going to steal?
Next.
I guess, are you going to try to invest in the... who is buying this is my question with this.
Who is
bought this?
buying this?
Who bought the expansion?
Which could be said of any of our news stories, really.
Yeah, who's buying this shit? Who bought the expansion?
Who's buying this shit?
Are you disappointed? Are you going to buy it now? I guess those are my questions for that one.
What is it called again? Fucking
Expansion
Sega
online?
N64.
Nintendo's
expand your-
online expansion pack. It's so fucking stupid. It is the dumbest.
That is a dumb fucking name.
It's a dumb fucking stupid fucking Nintendo.
Fuck you, Nintendo. Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself. Okay, so
Yeah. Or make it better. Either one of those options works.
yeah, make it better. Just make it better. That's all I want. I just want to play my fucking video games like Ocarina of Time.
Or Karina, you idiot.
Thank you. So, not to get super kind of into real news and the disaster that is Facebook, but we also
boy.
have to talk about the disaster that is Facebook because of all.
Our robot overlord
Yeah,
has forced us to speak about this.
yeah, our overlord Mark Zuckerberg and his weird, dead, pale fucking face. Is forcing us into this. Now, Facebook is going in a totally insane direction, I think, right now. There's the whole aspect of evolve or die. But with that being said, when you're the big bad boy on the block and being a boomer paradise of misinformation and horrible fucking minion memes, Facebook is starting to lean more and more towards gaming and trying to step away from the fiasco that it is with all its security issues. And
Sure.
one of the ways that they're doing this, now, if you guys don't know what the fuck I'm talking about with the security issues, go on the fucking internet. I
Yeah.
don't know what else to tell you.
Learn a thing or two. Get your facts straight.
Now, one of the ways that they're trying to step away from this disaster and pave way for the future is by rebranding. And what Mark Zuckerberg is promising about the metaverse and existing in video games. It's so fucking weird. It's such a fucking weird concept. Like, it's
I
literally
think I'm never going to say this company's name out loud again.
metaverse. It's such a cringe name, too. Like, it's so
Never.
fucking cringy.
It's never going to leave my lips again.
We know that Facebook brand gaming, and they're trying to get more traction with that. And I think that's why they're rebranding to this name. But it's, like I said, it's literally just
You think that's why?
cringe. Yes. I think they changed their name to Meta because it's such a
But their
fucking
games
gamer
division
term.
isn't even like a big money puller yet.
I think that's why they're
It's such a risky move.
Yeah, I think that's why they're trying to rebrand.
I mean, it's risky either way. Don't get me wrong. It's a dumb name.
It's a dumb fucking name. And
it's like a stupid double joke almost. I don't know if Mark Zuckerberg knows this.
I think he's just a
but
robot.
Naming your company, and it's going to leave my lips again, even though I said it wouldn't, Metaverse, or Meta, as it's shorthanded to.
Yeah.
There's an aspect of that is true, because how stupid that name is in the name Meta, and it makes you realize it every time you fucking say it. So it's like a meta name. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's meta in being fucking
You're
cringy.
Like, this is Meta. And then you think in your brain, that's a fucking stupid name. But I have to say it because my name, my life is ingrained on this fucking platform.
Yeah.
If he knows that that's going on, fucking genius.
Yeah, 200 IQ, but I don't think it is that, and I think he just was like, gamer tags, they're all about meta and gamers having a new meta for the game. Metaverse. I think that's how it seriously went down.
Yeah, probably.
And then the person who's like at the end of the table, he's like, yeah, man, that's fucking cringe. And then he gets thrown out of a window because Mark Zuckerberg is a robot. No?
Yeah.
Okay. But so Mark Zuckerberg declared at the end of his like presentation in a quote, I'm dedicating our energy to this more than any other company in the world. Now, we're going to refer back to our best friend.
What did he say?
He said, and I quote, I'm dedicating our energy to this more than any other company in the world. And that's bringing VR and stuff like that to people. He's talking about bringing this effort. Now, I don't want to step on his fucking toes. And I'm sure Valve felt the same way when they made Half-Life Alyx and one of the best fucking VR headsets in the world. And how they're making software right now that currently is going to read brainwave patterns. And they're all doing that as open source. You know, I feel like... it's all on Mark Zuckerberg, obviously. It's all on him now. Nobody else is doing this. He's
gonna pull us hand and foot into the future.
Yeah.
Hand over foot? What the fuck is the phrase?
Hand over foot? Can we say hand over animatronic foot?
Hand over dead animatronic Disneyland robot.
Oh shit! Yes,
foot.
That's better. That's better. He's a part of the.
It's mouthy, but it's worth it.
Yeah, I think it's a little mouthy, but I think we can work on it. But his biggest thing.
That's what she said.
God damn it! One of the things I do think is interesting, and we'll see how it actually plays out in comparison. He basically wants to streamline everything and make everything like seamless. So if you click on links on the internet, you'll switch between that, and you'll switch between games and platforms without like closing out. And on top of that, he wants you to allow to bring things from other applications and your avatar into different areas in the metaverse. So basically what he just described right there is VR chat, but targeted towards normal people who are not fucking degens such as myself, who hang out with a bunch of anime girls and go to rave parties.
Yeah, he's targeting. He wants like
normies,
Napa moms sitting around a fake fireplace.
He wants fucking
with a headset
boomers.
on, with fucking like glasses of wine.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the Washington Post that covers the rebranding of Facebook and the metaverse, they even brought up VR chat themselves. And the Washington Post said...
somebody's doing their homework.
Yeah. The Washington Post even said that Steam hasn't made much updates in the game of, in the realm of VR games and VR itself.
It's true. It's been a little stagnant.
Yeah, it's been a little stagnant. I'll be honest. But VR chat has far exceeded what Steam VR offers currently, and like what even Mark Zuckerberg promised in like his like crazy fucking rant with his barbecue sauce, his Baby Ray's barbecue sauce in the background. And VR chat is basically like a more expensive, more degenerate Roblox. It's another platform where you can actually build games and do hangouts. And that's what Roblox is targeted towards 13-year-olds. Where
I should get really drunk and play
oh my
VR
god!
chat
If you go into
at
VR,
some point.
if you go into,
I've never done that.
Okay.
I went in sober and not in VR.
Yeah, you should be drunk. Just kind of be prepared, and then I'll take you to some fucking.
I want a guide. I want a tour guide. Let's do it.
It'll be me.
Can we film it?
Oh, sure. If you really want, maybe we won't go to some of the areas because it could.
Well, we can get all of it. We just don't. It's not gonna be live.
I guess that's fair. Okay, we'll just record it. Yeah, I'll take you, me, and maybe Phil, and maybe my friend Feeny, and we'll go on a fucking VR degen adventure.
Chat, do you want to see that?
Yeah. Do you guys want to see that?
Shit! Wait, it's a podcast.
But with that being said, what VR's chat is out there, and like with all the games that they have, it's interesting that somebody else besides Valve is pushing VR and trying to make it mainstream again. It's been a few years since somebody's attempted
I'm into people trying.
Yeah.
I wish it wasn't called Metaverse. I really wish Mark Zuckerberg wasn't involved.
Yeah.
I wish Facebook had nothing to do with it.
Right.
And I think that covers all my complaints.
Yeah. Do you think Mark Zuckerberg can make this successful?
I don't really know enough to know if he's made anything successful.
I guess that's fair.
Maybe he hired the right people or whatever. I don't know if he's a genius or if it's like, I don't know. I don't know how things work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe. Probably not.
Probably not.
But we'll see.
What do you?
He doesn't seem like the type of guy who knows how to emulate human behavior online.
He's so
or in person.
Weird. He's so stiff.
So that's the primary factor working against him, I think.
With that also being said, do you think regular Facebook, like with the timeline and everything like that, do you think that's going to fade away? And what do you think the boomers are going to do? Like actual boomers, like our parents that use Facebook.
I assume some cringy company will come along and try to swoop them up,
Okay.
Sell them fucking
Boomer Mart.
Grill ads. I don't know what the fuck happens on Facebook, to be honest.
Yeah, I have been off Facebook for so fucking long together. It's kind of funny. Also, do you think your mom is going to call you when asking what happened to her Facebook app?
Probably.
I'm just waiting for the day my mom's going to call me. My mom calls me with her.
When does that switch actually happen?
I'm not entirely sure when the official switch happens, but I bet you it's going to happen just real quick and real soon.
I imagine it'll be all over it before that, right? So if they're checking it, they'll know about it.
You'd be surprised how people just fucking ignore shit and don't read.
Yeah, that's true. They're like, oh, it's an ad. Whatever.
Yeah, it's whatever. It's an ad. Next.
God, thinking back to when ads were new, imagine how powerful that shit was.
Oh, yeah, that shit was fucking kryptonite. It's like, oh, I better click on
holy
this.
Fuck. That billboard with the pretty lady on it is awesome. I'm going to go get that right now. I'm a big fan of those billboards.
I guess my question is to everybody who doesn't have VR and those who have VR, do you think that this is going to make VR possibly more mainstream? Do you think that this is going to shed a good light on VR? Because like my roommate, who's huge into VR chat, and that's what he mostly does. Like his setup is bonkers. 6 base stations, fully wireless, and he's got like basically a gymnasium of a master bedroom that is just empty because he wants his space to play VR chat. Not to shit all over you, Phil, but
So wild.
He's fully
I wanna see
invested.
it. Could you take pictures? Would he let you?
He might let me if I ask him nicely, and I can send him to you. But yeah, I can send you his setup, and
Just want to see it.
and it's just so interesting because he's worried that this will put a bad light because people will be like, "Oh, this is VR. This is fucking stupid. It looks terrible." Like the videos that we saw of it doesn't look very good, and VR chat can look pretty nice if you have like good avatars and stuff.
The funny thing is like the new generation is very quick to judge things and call it cringe.
Yeah.
All the while, creating plenty of their own cringe, but
Absolutely.
I do feel like this is going to fall in the boomer cringe category.
Absolutely.
And we'll see how it goes, I guess. Maybe there's enough boomers that'll be like, oh, yeah, I'm young. I get into the metaverse.
Why won't you chat with me on the metaverse? Why won't you get on anymore? I don't understand.
They have the TikToks.
They have the TikToks, and I can view the TikToks now. I get it. Look at this. Look at me floss. I'm flossing. Anyway, enough pretending that I'm old because I am old. That's it for the news.
Sag.
Jesus, I fucking hate you. You should have said Keck W, but
I have watched so much Twitch in the last 3 weeks.
Oh yeah?
Because I'm just watching old school RuneScape people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's infecting my mind.
Oh no.
I didn't even think about saying Sag right there. Didn't think about it.
It just came out of
my mouth.
Oh no. That was me and Sheesh the other day because I was watching too much Ludwig. Anyway,
it's rough.
Don't become addicted.
Don't go on the internet. Actually, cancel it all. Go into the woods. Save yourselves.
Save yourselves, everyone.
That's the moral message of this podcast.
And maybe share this podcast with other people so they'll understand why they need to go into the forest.
Yeah, they also need to leave.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
how are they going to know unless we tell them?
Yeah.
Don't tell them to leave.
Don't tell them to leave. Just tell them to listen to the podcast.
Because you might make them stay more because you're not convincing. So just...
We're the convincers.
I mean, we're getting you to leave. So just trust us.
Yeah.
And send it to your friends.
Yeah, we're the podcast people. Obviously, we know what we're doing.
Yeah. We work at the podcast store, so we really know what we're talking about.
Yeah, and
we're like the Geek Squad, but for talking.
And while you're at it, you should go to EvilSpaceBunny on Twitch and Twitter, and TheRealPortz on Twitch and Twitter, because Portz has been streaming.
I thought you were going to say EvilSpaceBunny.com. I was like, what the fuck?
Actually, go to EvilSpaceBunny.com. I fucking dare you.
Oh.
Do it. Do it right now.
Okay. I got a virus.
Good.
What do I do now?
You subscribe to EvilSpaceBunny. No, I'm sorry. And don't forget to follow our Twitter for Ignore Backlog, where you can yell at us if you don't agree with us.
Go to my link tree. It has my Twitch, my Twitter, my YouTube. It has my LinkedIn. It has my IMDb profile. It has my Imgur. And my Gyazo.
Yeah. Oh shit, you're fucking super fancy.
Yeah, and my Parlor.
Fancy. Fucking stupid.
Thanks everybody for listening.
Yeah. Go into the woods.
That wasn't a question. I was just leading you in. Now I got you.
Good. Now go into the woods.
Lost in the woods, are you?
I mean, he'd stop.
That's a Luna voice line for you Dota fans out there.
Fucking Dota. Okay.